Names dotted around which correlate to each raft, with the Irish name and the kind of English common name. Forgive my pronunciation, Leon Breeder? Bridget Spoon, which I find a far more interesting name than broadleaf pondweed. Weed suggests a nuisance, whereas actually the pondweed has many qualities and, as I said, protecting habitats for animals, insects, creating food for animals as well. So they're in the river here. Like you'll see them around, and yeah, just a kind of an example of the poetry of like how names can influence perception. If you call something a pondweed, you're less likely to be that interested in it. But if you call it Bridget Spoon, suddenly it has meaning, it has reverence.
Personality.
What's that?
Personality,
exactly. And that's what I love about the Irish language. Is you do have those lovely, accessible ways of understanding nature or relating to nature. So we'll move along. Here we have water mint, very common in ditches, in rivers, in lakes. Mint was a really sacred, and again, a sacred plant for the Druids, and has, as we know, many health benefits. It's very much an agent of cleaning and purifying the water, taking out toxins. So it's. I kind of think of each of these as sort of a magnification. You know, we're enlarging the thing that is maybe hidden or overlooked. And as I was talking to Kathy, you know, a lot of the issues that are going on in the world and around ecology and the climate emergency really is around not actually seeing the impacts of maybe our actions or how certain ways of living, I mean everything from the food system to where our water goes or where our waste goes. Like a lot of that now is very hidden, as we were talking about. Wells, you would have collected your water from the well, and the wells were important because it had clean water which would, you know, support you. We don't have to collect water, it comes through a pipe in our house and we just turn the tap. So there's no real kind of consideration like what water is coming into our tap, where is it coming from, what are these unseen processes are things that I'm kind of interested in like bringing to light. And in a small way this is attempting to do that. Does anyone use water mint for anything, or has anyone ever rubbed it in their hands and smelled it? Yeah. Love that.
It feels like it might be more animal.
More animal.
Mixed, huh?
And if you look very closely, you'll see a little bit more. It's all right. You'll see little hidden things in it. They're very subtle, but they're there. So this is a caddisfly larvae case. I'm not even going to say the Irish name for it because I can't pronounce it. But so a caddisfly, a larvae, is essentially a worm that it lives for a period of time on the waterbed. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Aina. Aina's been a really key part of the project.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Nice to see.
Part of Law Pro.
Yeah,
The
local authority waters program.
Yeah.
So I'll be community water officer. You'll see more of us later on.
So Aina, you know loads about caddisflies. Do you want
Yeah.
to give a little intro to
Yeah, I
what
know
they
it's small, but there's a lot more to learn about them. But yeah, they're a type of insect. So they'll They're basically what we have there is their house. So it's a case caddisfly. You also have them without a house, and you'll see them. Their good water quality indicator is a green caddisfly. These are really interesting just because they'll use silk, and they'll bind all the material they find in the water. So here you have stainless steel, so that was a very unique one. But you have those that use might use more like bark and timber, and then others will use little bits of pebbles and rocks and that kind of stuff. So there's a whole variety of those, and they'll just create those houses for protection, and they'll be on the bed of the river, where they'll try and stay safe from predators and the likes.
And this is only for a period of time before they kind of metamorphosize to a fly.
Yeah.
So it's like a butterfly. So it's you'd say it's a bit like a chrysalis, but it's there's something different going on. They kind of live in the house.
Yeah. So I'm not sure, they probably are in those for maybe a year or so, and then they'll change form.
Are they an indicator of water quality?
So some of them would be. So the green caddisfly would be, but they don't actually have a case. You'll see them later hopefully on, so they're actually, you really know what they are when you see them. They are really green. Some of them are not as identifiable from the colour, but they'll be found in good water quality. So they're really nice when you can look at the macroinvertebrates like your green caddisfly, and then you have your flattened mayfly and your stonefly, and then they'll tell you straight away that you have good water quality, whereas your likes of your leeches and snails and water louse, they'll tell you if you might have an issue happening with your water quality.
And they just won't, wherever there's pollution, they just won't live. They just can't survive.
Yeah.
Okay.